10 minutes of secrets WWE never wanted fans to know. Number 1. The Elimination Chamber. When Eric Bischoff introduced the Elimination Chamber back in 2002, WWE hyped it as the most brutal match ever. 6 superstars locked inside a 16-foot-high steel cage, surrounded by chains and glass pods, with no escape. On TV, it looks like torture. But in reality, WWE engineers spent months making sure the chamber looked terrifying without actually killing the wrestlers inside it. Fans were told the floor outside the ring was solid steel. But here's the hidden truth. It's not as unforgiving as it looks. Underneath that metal plating is padding, thick enough to absorb most of the impact. The plates are made to sound and look like steel when bodies slam on them, but they're specially designed to bend and give slightly, keeping the wrestlers from suffering real injuries. That's why guys like Randy Orton and Triple H could take bumps on the floor without breaking bones every single time. Then there are the infamous glass pods. We've all seen wrestlers get slammed through those glass pods, shards flying everywhere. But that glass isn't the same as your window at home. WWE uses a special type of acrylic, which looks like shattering glass but is much safer to break through. Fans thought it was bulletproof glass shattering into dangerous shard. In reality, the pods are made of plexiglass, not real glass. And even more interesting, the plexiglass is scored and weakened in advance. Remember when Goldberg smashed through the pod to spear Chris Jericho? Or when Braun Strowman threw Roman Reigns into the chamber glass? Fans thought it was bulletproof glass shattering into dangerous shard. So when a wrestler is thrown into it, it shatters dramatically but in a way that's safer, breaking into dull chunks instead of sharp pieces. And what about those huge chains wrapping the entire cage? Fans think they're heavy, sharp, and merciless. But WWE uses specially manufactured chain links that are lighter and smoother than industrial steel. They still look intimidating, but they're not going to slice a wrestler's back open if he gets slammed against them. Even the structure itself, while solid, has just enough flexibility to absorb impact. So the next time you watch superstars crashing through pods, slamming on steel, or climbing those massive chains, remember this. The Elimination Chamber is WWE's ultimate illusion. It's designed to look like a death trap, but behind the curtain, it's padded, pre-weakened, and carefully engineered to protect the wrestlers. Number 2. The Blood Trick. In 2016, Roman Reigns suffered one of the most vicious attacks of his career at the hands of Triple H. The game pounded Roman, and when Reigns started spitting blood, the arena gasped. Commentators sold it like Roman's insides were shattered. But here's the truth. The blood wasn't from internal injuries. That blood isn't real at all, it's a carefully hidden secret. It was from a blood capsule. Blood capsules are small, soft capsules filled with fake blood, usually a mix of corn syrup, food coloring, and sometimes even mint flavor to keep it from tasting bad. Wrestlers secretly keep them hidden in their mouths, taped under their wristbands, or even passed to them by referees during the match. When the time is right, like after a devastating spear, a chair shot, or a big finisher, they bite down on the capsule. The liquid spills into their mouth, and when they spit it out, fans in the arena and watching at home believe they're watching someone cough up real blood from internal injuries. And here's something you probably missed. Referees often help make the illusion happen. If a wrestler needs a capsule mid-match, the ref or commentator will slide it into their hand while pretending to check on them. That's why you sometimes see referees crouching down for a little too long. They're secretly handing off the tools to pull off the illusion. WWE is all about blurring the line between reality and performance. Nothing sells the impact of a move like seeing a wrestler coughing up blood. So why does WWE go through all this trouble? Because blood from the mouth is one of the most powerful visuals in wrestling. It tells a story instantly, making a superstar look injured, vulnerable, or heroic. It's shock value that keeps fans glued to the screen, without forcing wrestlers to actually cut themselves open like in the old days. Number 3. The Inferno Match. The Inferno Match is one of WWE's most dangerous-looking creations. Flames surrounding the ring, superstars set on fire. It feels like someone's life is on the line. But here's the truth WWE never wanted you to know. The wrestlers aren't as close to death as it seems. Yes, the fire is real. But everything about it, from the timing to the way it burns, to how wrestlers go through it, is carefully controlled behind the scenes. The flames around the ring are fueled by hidden propane lines, and they're programmed to shoot higher at specific moments to shock the crowd, not to actually burn the wrestlers. Think back, when Kane debuted the first ever Inferno match in 1998 against The Undertaker, fans thought WWE had gone too far. The ropes were surrounded by blazing fire, and the only way to win was to set your opponent on fire. Sounds insane, right? But behind the scenes, WWE had carefully choreographed every step. The flames weren't just there to look cool. They were remotely controlled. Every time a wrestler took a big move, like a choke slam or a clothesline, the technicians sitting ringside would crank up the fire to match the impact. The flames shooting high after a slam wasn't an accident. It was WWE's way of controlling the heat and creating drama, while making sure it never got dangerously out of control. But what about the flaming table spots? If the Inferno match wasn't shocking enough, WWE cranked things up with fire tables. Here's the shocking truth. WWE uses a clever trick. Fans still remember WrestleMania 22, when Edge speared Mick Foley through a flaming table. The table was treated with a special chemical so it doesn't burn too fast. The table itself had been treated with chemicals so it would burn slowly instead of exploding into an uncontrollable blaze. This gives just enough time for the stunt to look deadly while keeping the performer safe. In the match you can see that Foley wasn't wearing body armor. He had on his classic flannel shirt and sweatpants, basically no protection at all. But here's the secret. Before the match, Foley coated his arms, chest, and even parts of his clothes in invisible fire-resistant gel. And the second they went through it, WWE's ringside staff rushed in with extinguishers to put the fire out. What fans thought was deadly was actually a carefully rehearsed stunt. But don't get it twisted, these matches were still incredibly risky. Even with protection, the heat inside the arena was brutal. Wrestlers said the flames sucked the oxygen right out of the ring. So the next time you see clips of Kane and Undertaker fighting inside a ring of fire, remember this. WWE wasn't just throwing wrestlers into real flames and hoping for the best. There were hidden safety measures, fire-retardant gels, remote-controlled flames, and perfectly timed spots. The Inferno match looked like chaos, but behind the curtain, it was one of WWE's most carefully engineered illusions. The fire was real, but the danger? That was WWE magic. Number 4. The ring announcer table. When you see a wrestler get power-bombed through the announcer's table, it looks like solid wood shattering into pieces. But in reality, WWE announcer tables are carefully designed prop. They're made of lightweight plywood and pre-cut panels that snap easily under pressure. Unlike your kitchen table, which would be stiff and painful to smash through, these tables are engineered so they'll collapse the moment a wrestler's body hits them. WWE doesn't just let wrestlers randomly crash through furniture. The announcer table has hidden weak points built into its structure. Screws are loosened, panels are thinned out, and sometimes even hinges are partially removed before the show. This means that when a superstar like Shane McMahon or Seth Rollins takes a dive, the table doesn't resist. It gives way exactly as planned. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.